Hello friends, today we shall talk about a topic access modifiers in programming language. Friend, today's topic is very interesting, especially if you have interest in programming language, you want to learn about it. So friend, whenever we talk about access modifiers, basically we are referring to three things. One is private, next is public, and next is the protected. So we shall talk about these three access modifiers in detail: private, public, and protected. So whenever you can talk about any language, any programming language, these are the three main principal access modifiers whichever be used in every programming language. So first we talk about private. So friend, what is actually the concept of programming private in the programming language? So let's talk about that. You have a class A, okay, and this class A, okay, this is the class A. This class A has a variable here which is a private variable A, let's assume, okay, and there is another class B, okay, this is another class B. Now if a variable defined as private here in the class A, so that means this is a private variable. That means this variable can only be used here in the class A, and class B, which is another class, it cannot use this variable. This variable A or method, for example, which is defined as a private, so only class A can use this method or variable, and any other class which is outside the class B, so class B cannot use the private variable. This is the concept of private here. Now the next is the public. So let's assume that uh, you have defined a variable as public, okay, let's assume this is a public var A, let's assume. So now what happened, if a class A has a variable defined as a public, then the class B can access this variable and it can use this variable. Okay, so public means the other class can also access the variables or methods which are defined as a public, so we can use that. So this is the concept of public here, okay. That means class B can use the public variables or methods defined in the class A. Next is the protected. Friend, if protected here means only the inherited class can use the protected variable. For example, let's assume that there is a variable, for example, there is a variable, let's assume there is a variable A, and this class B can use this variable A in a protected way only if that class B is inherited from the class A. That means class B is the child class of class A. So the protected concept here, it only applies in the parent child relationship, or you can say the inheritance concept. That means class B can only use the class A variables if it is protected, if it is inherited, or you can say child class of class A. So protected is basically the concept of inheritance and the concept of the parent child relationship. That means in protected, the child class can access the variables and methods of parent class, okay. That inheritance means that whatever the methods and the variables are there, it automatically inherited in the class B. Similarly, and also it is very important, that if this class B is not parent child, okay, the class B is not the child of class A, so it cannot use the protected variable of class A. Okay, so that means it's important to understand that protected means parent child relationship, and it can only be used in the concept of uh, parent child relation. Okay. So this is very important, and the class B, if it is not inherited, if it is not a child of class A, it cannot use the class A variables or methods. So friend, thank you, thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope you like this video. If you like it, please share it with your friends and colleagues, and thanks a lot for watching.